Ladies and gentlemen, a new WWE 2K26 patch has arrived, and this one is massive. This is the big patch 1.07 that we have all been waiting on. You can probably see the excitement on my face, and you can just hear it because there were tons of fixes, and one thing that made me happy was seeing those universe mode patch notes just being that massive. Now, we're going to do things a little bit of a different way here today because there's just so many. So let's go ahead and get into that. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. Let's get it. So the first thing we're going to notice is obviously the general maid stability and performance improvements. So that's just normal. Increased damage thresholds for instant DQ from referee. That is massive. Even though they have done a bit of a fix, that's the last patch that they dropped or the patch before where people were not too happy about the notes. Improved thumbtacks stability during online play. That was an issue as well, where it did feel like the thumbtacks were not doing its thing. So something to go on ahead and mention with that. Aeon now attempts reversals after transitioning from front to rear. Address reported concern related to movesets reverting to defaults while using an alt attire during the match. So there's lots of patch notes here. So we're going to try and go through more of the important ones. Add a new move. Chelsea Green's Cradle Flatliner standing front grapple. So these are new moves that they added. Blake Monroe's Glamour Shot finisher, another new move, and Solo Sikoa has a new wake up taunt as well. So there's a lot of things that I am seeing, but the island notes, I don't see an invite to squad feature here, but adjusted interior camera settings, added new shop and bundle items, so more licensed stuff, I assume. Added a double VC earn event in the order of tradition. Address reported concerns related to stability and UI issues. Updated the prestige flow, can now prestige from within the training shop. I'm not too big on the prestige. As you guys know, that is something that really doesn't make me too happy, but I'm not sure how the VC is going to flow and all that good stuff, so we'll have to go on ahead and get into that in a bit. But the create a superstar. Address reported concerns related to the incorrect attire appearing when attempting to import a superstar second attire. So there's a lot of notes on this. Address reported concerns related to the results of idling without saving for over 45 minutes when creating a custom superstar. Address reported concerns related to a possible soft lock when the player applies a face photo after reaching the minimum layer point price under certain conditions in the face and body menu. So I've been seeing this issue, people talk about it, and there was even an issue at some point where people were wondering, okay, is this stuff even working the correct way, because they felt that there was more space for logos, but there really wasn't at the time. So that was another big issue on its own as well. Address various creator superstar part clipping and deformation concerns. So that's all the way at the bottom. So again, y'all, there is so much creator superstar stuff on here that it's like, this patch is massive. And by the way, if you guys did not know, it is 5 gigabytes. So this is a crazy patch that obviously was well needed. Like, no cap, it was well needed. Create an arena. Address reported concerns related to LED aprons and ring posts being present when creating a custom arena after removing them and taking the arena into gameplay. I really hope that the blurred turnbuckles were fixed, because that was an issue on its own. I'm not gonna lie, like, that is a huge issue on the PS5. I'm not sure if it's happening on Xbox, but I can just speak for myself. My turnbuckles were blurred and it just looked weird from time to time. So hopefully this all has to do with that. Address reported concerns related to copying arena props after a reverted change. Address reported concerns related to editing an announce table in certain templates with no announce table. Address reported concerns related to the inability to edit images placed on the announce table under certain circumstances. Address reported concerns related to base color options appearing incorrectly when editing multiple announce tables. So create an arena seems like it got an update. And again, y'all, I'm not going to read all these because I'm going to bore you to death reading all these. So no, we're not going to go on ahead and go crazy reading all these, but there is tons of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go a little bit by each category, read some of the stuff and react to it, but ain't no way in hell I'm reading all these patch notes, bro. This is, again, really good by 2K. I understand, you know, we had this crazy, 3 weeks without just having a good working game, but I am glad that they have gone on ahead and gotten us this big of a patch. It took some time, but it seems like we now understand why it took some time. Also, we'll have to see how this patch reacts to the rest of the game, because as we know, patches always break something else within the game. So we got to take a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt at the moment, see how it works, see how it performs, and see what else it does break, because undoubtedly so, it happens every year after a patch. But so far, There's so many positives in this patch, and we haven't even gotten to universe mode yet. Address reported concerns related to pyro placement, failing to adjust when editing motions or placing the pyro too early in a timeline and create an entrance. Address reported concerns related to pyro effects playing at the wrong time when setting pyro blocks in the ramp and ring-in sections of the timeline and create an entrance. So these are things that I wasn't even aware of with create an entrance that was broken. Now, I do know that the custom entrance with a custom video, that was a problem. Like sometimes the custom video would not play. So that is also good to see as well. So that's also a positive in my opinion. Address reported concerns related to a missing pyro name and create an entrance. Address reported concerns related to an issue with Degeneration X screen effects remaining on screen while adding the motions to the timeline and create an entrance. So again, a lot of positive things with the create an entrance, and there's obviously more notes that you guys are probably going to notice because it was bothering you that much, you know? So this is, again, a positive. Create a championship. Address reported concerns related to previously saved customization on side plate being removed when reverting out of a side plate selection. Added the ability to toggle visibility on nameplates for relevant titles and create a championship. Reported concerns related to front plate relief designs, missing editing options when applied to custom items. I mean, bro, this is a book. I'm not gonna lie. Create a championship is something that always has issues as well, so I am glad that was fixed as well. And again, guys, patch notes are all around the place, so you guys are going to be able to check this out for yourself as well if you're not getting everything that you need here, because I made it big enough so you guys can see the information as well. So again, just want to make you guys aware of that information. And then you got some creative video stuff as well where, you know, I really wasn't having too many issues with this, so we're going to go over that for the moment. But presentation, improved selection of cameras in broadcast mode, improved camera collision for steel cage, elimination chamber pods opening prematurely or not closing properly, improved vertical tracking on high falls and brawls. Okay, I like that. Royal Rumble picture-in-picture no longer fades when user interface fades. Address reported concerns related to highlight reel where invisible characters were selected as camera targets. Address reported concerns related to highlight reel with characters jiggling and replays. So this is massive. These are massive things for the presentation. Now, I'm not sure if that was all that was broken, but we'll have to see what happens. We get to the online portion. Address reported concerns related to online stability issues. We'll have to see how the online works. Are the online matches back? Which I hope they are. There's just a lot of things with all of this that we have to see how it plays out for sure. MyFaction pack vouchers should now be immediately accessible to use without having to restart MyFaction. Made several improvements to the display of requirements across MyFaction matches to help reduce confusion. Again, we'll see what happens. Address reported concerns related to faction wars not progressing. Run-ins preventing a first blood match from being completed. So there are a couple things that's being addressed, but I don't see nothing with the MyFaction points. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Unlocked Baron Blade as a manager. Tuned rate at which players can gain match stars in MyROS to make it faster to earn stars in ROS matches. Okay, y'all might be cooking with this because that might be the worst thing y'all ever added to MyROS. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm happy to see that. Now we get to the universe part. Universe overall stability. We get a lot of stuff. Royal Rumble PLE generating 10-person Royal Rumble matches. Yes. Address reported concerns related to match cards being reset when players left universe mode. Yes. Address reported concerns that would cause the superstar setting of face heal to not save properly. Yes. Address reported concerns that would cause Watch Show to lose crowd audio 100%. Custom superstars having 0 HP coming out with their bodies all red. Yes, there's a lot of stuff on here, y'all, that we should be happy about. Address reported concerns causing empty match cards to appear. Address reported concerns related to camera issues when watching shows and promos. Address reported concerns causing matches to be copied between day 1 and day 2. Yes, I was honestly not expecting everything to be fixed. Obviously, I don't know if everything is fixed, but there's so much. Superstar positioning issues with post-match interviews. Great. Address reported concerns related to incomplete news when completing specific rivalry actions. Good stuff as well. Microphone issues during promos. Yes, there was also belts issues during promos. Updated various historical stats correctly as well. Reported concerns related to various issues with props and cutscenes. That's also something as well. Matchmaking fixes. Address reported concerns related to an issue where Royal Rumble matches were not generated in Superstar mode. Divisions not working correctly. Seems like it is now fixed. Reported concerns related to days held stats being shown for women's championships. So that was super inaccurate at one point. Now that seems to be fixed as well. Added entrance to several rivalry actions with pre-match cutscenes. Okay, well, I have to see how that works. That's really nice. Changed the Money in the Bank cash-in prompt to stay active after triggering a cash-in. Okay. Expanded casual promo attire. Thank you. I needed this for the promos. This was annoying because it was available at some point and then it wasn't. So I am glad that that's fixed as well. And as you guys see, man, they did a whole lot of stuff with Universe. It's a matter of, is this going to work? Added wear and tear option to allow superstars to remain damaged when appearing multiple times on the same show. That is massive, bro. Like, if you want to have a wrestler fight twice, their damage comes up on the next match that you put them in. So that is freaking awesome. I really do like that. Added rivalry breaks option to control whether rivalry matches or number one contender versus champion matches are prioritized at PLEs. Added watch show referee counts option to control whether the HUD for referee countouts and pins is shown in watch mode. As you guys see, the draft was worked on. There's address reported concerns to issues causing roster to appear incorrectly. That was happening to me as well. Related to legends missing from the rosters. Just a lot of things that was fixed with the draft that really needed help because, again, the draft completely broke from one day to another for me. Like, it just wasn't working correctly. The rounds was going crazy. It was finishing early. It was finishing later than it was supposed to. There was a lot of negatives with the draft, and I'm glad to see that that was worked on as well. For cutscenes, address reported concerns to create an entrance, superstar, and victories, and just a whole lot of stuff. There were issues with the timeline in create an entrance as well. So there is many positives. I hope that the clipping was worked on. It looks like for Vikingo's entrance, it was worked on. I'm hoping that for a lot of the wrestlers, it was worked on because I feel like the clipping is much worse this year than we've seen before. We see that for the season 2 Ringside Pass, things were changed. Now, I'm going to drop a more in-depth video on this later on, but this is a massive thing, in my opinion, that we need to go on ahead and talk about. We see that now it is 625 XP for season 2 when you're upgrading. So instead of 800, it is 625. For those players that got WWE 2K26 and haven't been able to progress in the Ringside Pass as much, you got 20 free level skips. And from now on, the DLC will be available in tier 1, allowing us to go all the way through tier 40. So that is massive. I am so glad that they went ahead and listened to the community because this was a massive issue. And again, hopefully it is more well received, I guess, to you guys, because me personally, I'm happy with this change. You put it at tier 1, giving me extra content to grind through the pass. I am 100% good with that because my DLC no longer feels tethered or locked to whatever they were trying to do with the pass. So that's just where my 2 cents lies with that. There will be a bigger video coming out today on that. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.